Jacob Unruh, NewsOK.com here with a Oklahoma City Dodgers update. I am joined by the manager, Bill Haselman. Bill, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Jacob.
Well, Bill, your first homestand, it's almost over. What are your thoughts of the city and being back?
I love the city. I mean, it's way different than I remember. I wasn't in the downtown Bricktown area, and I'm not sure the Bricktown, how much of it really existed back then, but it's awesome. I mean, it's got a great feel. It's festive. Just a really cool place to hang out and to be. You
guys are 7-6. Had some ups and downs here. The offense has kind of struggled at times. It's early, and we've talked about that. And the pitching's been really good. Let's start with the offense, though. What do you think of the offense at this point? Yeah,
I mean, they've struggled early on. They are coming around the last couple days. They've been swinging it better. They've been having better at-bats. You know, we're 13 games in. It's a long season. I think these guys have numbers in the past that'll pretty much hold up. So they'll work their way through some of the early troubles they've been having, and I think in the long run we should be okay.
Yeah, I found an interesting stat today. You guys have scored 39 runs and allowed 37. So your pitching staff's really, really dominating. I think second in the league in ERA. Who stood out to you on that pitching staff?
We have a lot of good pitchers. I mean, Zach Lee's done a tremendous job. He's 3-0. You know, Liberatore, who got called up out of the bullpen, I mean, he attacked the hitters. Cotton's had two really good starts, one not so good, but he's got great stuff. I mean, he can certainly go a long way. He's got a lot of potential. I mean, there's several other guys. I mean, they've all been throwing the ball pretty good, like you said, attacking the strike zone, and really that's what's been keeping us in games right now.
Back to the offense a little bit, you mentioned you guys are starting to come around. I've noticed good at bats. What do you qualify as these good at bats for these guys?
Just, you know, taking a plan up to the plate and making sure they stick with it and not necessarily get a hit all the time, but good swings at the pitches they're looking for, not chasing, and just being disciplined and really doing what their plan is before they go to the plate.
What does a guy like Austin Barnes being here do for the offense? Because he established himself in this league last year.
Yeah, he certainly did. I mean, he's a great hitter. I think it does a lot for this offense because he brings energy, he gets on base, and guys will feed off of that. I think when a few guys start hitting, a lot of guys kind of start hitting. It can become contagious at times. So he's a huge addition to this team. He's a great player, and he does a great job catching too. And I think you'll see him, you know, at some point or another in the big leagues for good.
Rob Sagan's another one who's been pretty hot lately. What have you seen him adjust to maybe and do so well lately?
Well, I mean, he just works hard. He's down in the bullpen, standing in on bullpens, trying to track pitches all the time just to, you know, get a better feel because he got off to a really slow start. And like you said, he's come around really well. I mean, he's hitting the ball as good as anybody right now. So I think it's a lot of hard work. It's knowing your swing. It's going in the cage and getting your work done.
The pitching, you didn't mention Julio Arias. He's got really good stuff, had a really good start, kind of shaky at times last start, but it settled down. What do you think going into his start tomorrow about him?
I love him. I mean, he's going to be one heck of a big league pitcher one day. Just electric stuff from the left side, good breaking ball, changeup. He's got all the pitches he needs to have. He's young as can be. I mean, it's hard to believe he's that talented at his age. He's just really something special. And I think you saw in that first start how he just came out and dominated at the AAA level. So I think, and we kind of expect a lot of that out of him this year. We think he's matured a lot as a baseball player, and we think he's going to go out there and be able to be a lot more consistent than he has been in the past.
I think another pleasant surprise has been Sam Liqueur. You know, he pitched well last night. Kind of, you know, said tired there at the end, but here's a guy who hasn't been in a starting rotation since 2011, and he went 12 innings without allowing a run.
Yeah, I mean, he's an old school pitcher that I love. I love his mentality. I love what he brings to the team. He knows how to pitch. He knows the game of baseball, and you know, he'll make the adjustment whether he starts or goes to the bullpen. He'll make the adjustment to help the team. He knows what it's like to pitch in the big leagues. He's pitched there for several years, and you know, start, relieve, he can be a huge asset to any team. I mean, the Dodgers, us, and like you said, he's come out really throwing the ball well.
Kirk goes tonight. What have you seen from him in his few starts?
He's done a nice job. his first start was the ball came out of his hand really well. I mean, he was attacking the hitters very well, throwing a lot of strikes, mixing in his changeup. Last start, he got through 5 innings, I believe, with 2 runs, and wasn't quite the same as his first start, but the fact that he was able to battle through 5 innings was impressive without his best stuff. And I love his stuff. He locates his fastball. Like I said, he throws his changeup and mixes in the breaking ball, and he knows how to pitch. I like guys that know how to pitch and not just throw the ball.
It's your first year managing AAA. Has anything kind of surprised you, maybe caught you off guard with it?
Not really.
Not really?
Guys, I mean, players are players, you know. I've played in AAA and other things too, so I mean, I'm used to these guys. I've been around them. It's really not much different. You just have guys that are more mature mentally, and they're able, you know, they know the game a lot better than lower levels.
I've noticed one thing that I haven't had a chance to ask you about. You're doing a lot of infield work and PFP and things like that before the games. How much do you want to emphasize that this whole season? Because it seems like it's about every game.
Yeah, well, we're not going to go out there and kill ourselves when it's hot, but we're just getting about 10 minutes, 15 minutes of ground balls in before BP so they can concentrate on the ground balls where balls aren't being hit at them. You know what I mean? And we'll mix it up a little bit, but you know, out of the gate here, it's been nice weather, cool, and you know, I think it's a good time to get out there and just be able to take a lot of ground balls and do those kind of things. We want to make sure the pitchers stay locked in on, you know, their fielding as well as pick-off plays and things like that, not just throwing the ball to home plate.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. And the Dodgers are home tonight and Friday. Go check them out before they hit the road until early May. Stick with newsok.com where you get the best Dodgers coverage in the state.